This episode was definitely interesting. Yo, what's up everyone? Treyman1 here. Welcome back to another Pokemon Journeys anime review. Today we're covering the newest episode, which was a two-part filler episode, being dubbing Pikachu and half of Marshtomp. And I gotta say, this one was interesting to say the least. It wasn't as good as the first two-parter. I think the first two-parter was definitely really enjoyable and hilarious. But there are some good moments in this episode. This will probably be a quick review, so let's go ahead and get right into things. For starters, this episode just jumps right into things. No title cards and no intros until the halfway point, which I thought was, very odd. Basically, Meowth is sick, and Team Rocket decide that, since Meowth's out of work right now, they're going to need to find out how they can translate Pikachu. And so they try to play some old clips Wobbuffet has found and try to dub over Pikachu. Not too much I can say for this, except for, we had some pretty funny, nice moments. I gotta say, my favorite part was when they were dubbing after the blast off, where they was like, oh my gosh, Pikachu's so caring, he really does care about us, he wants us to do well. They're sitting here thinking Pikachu's like, I love you. They're like, we love you too, Pikachu. And Meowth's just like, oh, only if I could tell them what he's really saying, which is like, my gosh. Also, more Pico appears, and it's just kind of like, yeah, it seems more Pico's just gonna be, I guess you could say, the new Beware, but not the same, because Beware actually had a more impact. More Pico's just kind of making these cameos. Hopefully more Pico gets a better role in the future. And after the dubbing happens, basically Team Rocket pull a fourth wall break again, which I gotta say, I love how they do these fourth wall breaks on these two-part episodes. They pull from their Rocket Lottery machine and find out that there's actually a two-part episode today, with them actually being the first part, and I think that was just so hilarious. We also get some title cards and finally the opening, and I gotta say, I love the new title cards that they made specifically for this episode with Wobbuffet and Meowth in the title card instead of Pikachu. I think that was really cool, a great detail. Now I do hope we get to see those again in the future. The next episode takes place in Hoenn, which we've been to Hoenn way more times than we've been to Galar. That's pretty crazy. And this episode, a lot of people were excited for it because they believe that Ash would be catching this Marshtomp. But guys, you got to realize these two-part episodes like this are made to be like for filler. Like, that's the only reason that they're doing this. A capture episode would be the entire episode. I know a lot of people say, yeah, Farfetch was in the entire episode. The difference is, like, that whole episode was, like, it's different. That whole episode was one plot. They went to Galar, they went to go and watch the Leon Rayhan stuff. Like, that all happened together. It wasn't like, okay, this plot's happening this day, this plot's happening the next day. It was just one big plot. But basically, in this episode, Ash and go run into a Marshtomp that's stuck in the ground. And basically, their goal is to try and find ways to get it out. But everything that they try ends up failing. Like, they're trying to get some water to this Pokemon, but they just can't seem to do it. There have been plenty of opportunities that they could have. Like, for example, the other Marshtomps could have got him out. Sobble, I love the Sobble moment so much because Sobble's like brave, like, all right, I'll do it. We got this mess on. And then they get scared, of course. And then, the whole water scene where it's like Ash puts the water in his mouth. Obviously, he talks and it spills out, but I was like, come on, guys, y'all can do it again. You explain what you got to do. But yeah, that basically leads to Ludicolo coming, and it was just this weird interaction where it didn't really understand what the heck they were talking about. And then, it finally decided to let some rain come down, free up the Marshtomp, and they danced through the whole night until Ash and Go came back the next day, and they were stuck again. Which, where's Ludicolo? One thing I actually do want to point out from this episode is that I actually think Go isn't going to catch any starters that's not from Galar. Like, he's had plenty of opportunities to catch them. Like, there's the Kennel starters that were at Cerise's lab. And, here, he tries to catch the Marshtomp, but it won't allow him. So I'm assuming that, Ash and Go won't be catching starters, but we will see the starters one by one throughout the series, one way or another, which I thought that was pretty interesting. But, yeah, these episodes, like, I gotta say, the Team Rocket one was pretty funny. I can say the Marshtomp just kind of, like, smiling in the ground was funny, but there's not too much I can say for this episode. This is basically the calm before the storm, being the big four-part Galar arc, which, that's what we're all really waiting for. And for the first preview, it was pretty interesting. Kind of shows off pretty much everything we know. I feel like the first part is going to be like just a small introduction. But, when we get to see part 2, 3, and 4, that's when we will get to the heat. So, yeah, everyone, not too much I can say for this episode. it was a nice filler episode. Obviously, you know, go into these 2-part episodes knowing that they will more than likely be filler, guys, because yeah, Pokemon episodes, especially like important ones, won't just be half episodes. Go and Ash don't catch anything in these episodes, so yeah, this is pretty filler. But in the comments down below, let me know what y'all thought of this episode. I'd love to hear. I know this is a short review, but not much I can say. Thank you all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. TreyMan1. Peace out.